Hello, seventh grade. This is Miss Taylor or Miss Wise. This video is to show you an example of how you can use the checklist that you will be using today to revise. Revision can be really tough, so watch what I change and think about why I made these changes and how they apply to the checklist you see on the right. So I'm going to read the excerpt of my story that I have so far as is to try to see what I need to add to it. I rounded the corner to see a man crouched beneath the brush. I could not make out his face, for the back of his head was facing me. Easy target. I reached down for my revolver and shoot. The man died, and I felt excited. So this is already, I notice, a lot of summary. There's a lot of description, but it is not really making me feel like I'm there. So I'm going to go in and I am going to reread to see how I can incorporate the revisions that we see on the right, which is that we're going to check that the setting is clearly established, check that it is in first person point of view, add internal dialogue or description to add to characterization of Zaroff, and also replace vague words with more descriptive verbs because I want to match the style of Most Dangerous Game. So I rounded the corner. That's a big indication I need to add more to describe the setting. I'm going to actually describe what's on the corner. So I'm going to get rid of the corner. I rounded the big oak tree to see a man crouched beneath the brush. So what I did was I added a little bit more for setting. And I'm already writing in first person because I'm using I, so I'm pretty good with that. I'm going to think about how I can add more dialogue or more description to help with the characterization of Zaroff. So I rounded the big oak tree to see a man crouched beneath the brush. I'm going to add a little bit of information about how Zaroff feels about where he is right now. So I'm going to add a few sentences here. I knew this island like I knew the back of my hand. I could have predicted he would be here beneath the broad canopy, providing a false sense of safety. That gives me a little description. It's still summary, but a little bit more of what Zaroff is thinking in his head while he's doing this. And then I do have an opportunity to add dialogue. So a lot of people I was noticing in my classes had a description of what someone said instead of actually writing dialogue. And so where I have this kind of thought where it says easy target, I know that's happening in his head. I'm going to turn that into internal dialogue. So I'm actually going to put a quotation mark around it. And I'm going to add on to it to make it a little bit more vibrant. So easy target, almost too easy. Oops. I thought to myself. So I've added another revision that hits on that third bullet point. And then I'm going to do my last revision to make my words more descriptive because I think the man died and I felt excited is an incredibly boring way to describe that feeling. And I know Zaroff would be feeling a little bit more exuberant. So I'm going to get rid of the word excited and exchange that for a description. So I felt the rush of adrenaline surging through my body. And that has made that word way more descriptive rather than just say, I was excited. So you can see I have it's not about increasing the length of what you wrote, it's about making each piece a little bit better. So you might find, like I did, I don't need to change anything to hit my second revision bullet point, but there's a lot of different things I could do to hit on all the others. So this is just one example. You are about to do the same with your narrative